Hey there, it's EnderVerse. We're back again with the 4th episode of the RPG series. There's only one more episode to go. Also, I'd like to make a quick announcement. The finale of the series was postponed until early 2025. I had to, or else there's the whole thing and it would not be a good way to finish up such a major series. But don't worry, I'll make it worth the wait. That I promise. Now let's dive into the video. We start the list with a terrific mod called Skyfall Meteorites. This mod adds disastrous meteor events to Minecraft. Once in a while, you will have a bunch of flaming rocks dropping on your head. The impact from the meteor is quite realistic, spraying flames all over the place and having incredible animations before and after it hits the ground. The fact that this mod was made using Creator is surprising, and it also proves that modding tools are often irrelevant to the quality of said mod. I added this mod to my mod pack, the one inspired by RealismCraft, so if you are interested in what you are seeing right now, try the mod pack. I'll leave a link for it in the description. One of the most very indulgent mods for the RPG theme of playing is Big Globe. This mod has been trending as of late, and not out of thin air. The terrain features are diverse, the block placement is made to smoothly transition from one biome to another, the trees are as large as they can get, and various new structures can be found across the land. This mod is terrific for this series, as it has a terrain that is far from plain, matching the terrain features of renowned RPG titles like God of War and Elder Scrolls games. Nukacraft is a mod recreating Fallout in Minecraft, and a very accurate one too. The mod represents everything of Fallout, from mutated animals to abandoned structures to the wasteland terrain feature. Even the Big Boy is present here. I played the Fallout game myself, New Vegas to be specific, and I would recommend you play it too before installing this mod, so that you can be familiar with the features added here, though it is not mandatory. An element of surprise is always pleasant. Nukacraft did a terrific job at replicating this RPG title. It lacks some tiny things and has bugs of its own, but the mod gets updated habitually, so we could expect a perfect representation soon enough. This mod will add a beam that identifies rare items. Apart from this feature being present on some RPG games, it is essential, as it can let you know if the container is even worth it. This mod works best for those who destroy the chest rather than searching it, particularly the PvP guys. If you, however, prefer to open the chest and see what's inside, this mod will not be as serviceable to you, but will still help in cases of killing mobs. Wyrmlings adds a new species of dragons that dwell around unique custom structures. Inside, good loot can be found too. There are also other structures that hold different kinds of winged creatures, ones we are familiar with, the phantoms. This mod will help decorate the otherwise deserted end dimension. RPG Inventory adds an extensive type of inventory, one you will need if you have lots of RPG content mods installed. The mod allows you to swap between different types of swords, spells, and other trinkets. In addition, almost everything about the mod is configurable, unless you want to tweak the slots or engine. Aerlune RPG changes the world generation in the game immensely, and opposite to other terrain generation mods, it adds some of the most unconventional and detailed structures you could see. Included with the mod are behemoths to fight, big enough mobs like the Kraken, and straight up gods like the Lightning Lord, being a giant wyvern that attacks you using bolts, along with hideous ghouls that hit hard. I love the mod, but I do feel that animations and implementation could be better. Maybe make them more fluid and less repetitive. BetterHP is a simple mod that will change the health and hunger bar of your character, giving them a customized RPG design. There are also useful functionalities. For instance, it tells you your level of saturation and how long it will take before your hunger bar starts draining again. This mod is only for decoration and changing the feel of the game, but I see it being the fittest mod for such a thing. This mod will add some content regarding the legendary game Witcher 3. The best and most prominent features of this mod has to be the spells. The mod includes all 5 and the execution was 10 out of 10. You don't have to be a Witcher 3 player to appreciate the level of protection here. The animations, sounds, and impact are all working together to form an immensely satisfying RPG and magic gameplay. Dungeons Enhanced adds a bunch of ancient structures that vary in style. Some are medieval-like, other Mayan, etc. One of the most eye-catching structures, however, has to be this crazy nether fortress, with this design that hints at some giant ancient skeleton holding on to the towers. Sadly, this structure is only available for the 1.20.4 New Forge version, which isn't a particularly popular modern version, but I am confident that the author may backport it to 1.20.1 as demand rises. That's the house, alright. Let me get in quickly, and there should be a villager here. Oh, yes, here you are. Alright boys, let me show you around the Blue Skies dimension real quick. The Blue Skies is a dimension unlike any other, dominated by the color blue and purple, and native to many structures, villages, and dungeons. Of course, you shouldn't expect to leave this place without a dent, or to leave it at all, as entering some of these dungeons can be risky. The place is filled with guards, and at some point you could find yourself up against a full-blown boss. This was a very brief overview of the Blue Skies. If you are willing to discover the rest, make sure you have the time and resources necessary to indulge in such adventure. Relics is another magic mod on the list. Mastering these relics could save your life at last minute, allow you to walk on water, warm up your cold feet, or move from mountain to mountain. This is yet another well-developed mod on the list, and I am once again giving you full freedom to discover the rest, as there are plenty more levels and relics to obtain. Will's Lively Villages is a simple yet potent mod to have on your RPG mod pack. First, it gives names to the villagers, and not just that, it gives them names based on their ethnicity. Arabian for the desert, Nordic for the snowy, and so forth. The mod goes on to add things like special name introductions for each village, along with a smarter AI, making villagers heal their golem if it's not feeling good. A good mod to mix with Lively Villages is Lios Overhauled Villages. This mod is special because it mixes the vanilla-like with the wild style of building. The towns here are made with the exact same blocks you would expect them to be built off of, but also have a higher amount of details, making them absolutely distinguishable from vanilla. I like this mod because we don't see many of its kind nowadays. Malum mod will allow you to be a dark magician, manipulating and exploiting the souls of your victims. The author here provided a wide range of containers and workbenches to store the souls you've taken. I have zero experience playing this mod, so please don't rely on this small snippet of the video as your guide. Instead, you may want to watch the full showcase by your mouse. Royal Variations is a mod that will add a strength hierarchy to the hostile mobs in Minecraft, including the chance for a royal type of mobs to spawn. The royal mobs aren't particularly powerful, so I would not classify them as bosses. However, they are fairly strong, having double the health points and different attacking patterns too. In RPG video games, this hierarchy is almost always present, having creatures that are easy to kill and creatures of the same species that seem impossible to defeat. HEI Structures is a mod that will add giant establishments to Minecraft. Out of all of the structures mod I've seen so far, this mod is second only to Dungeons Arise when it comes to the details, size, and the difficulty of entrance. HEI Structures will be terrific if you are using Distant Horizons mod, as the temples here can be towering enough to be visible hundreds if not thousands of blocks away. I'm not one to keep recycling mods in my videos, but for legendary creatures it's different. After more than a year, the mod was finally ported over to 1.20.1, allowing it to be integrated into large mod packs including ours. The mod adds biome-based creatures that will try to kill you, and creatures that are kind and peaceful. The fights here, although not mind-blowing, are unique in their own way. Attacks have special animations, You could get poisoned or burned by some of these mobs, and the sound quality is terrific. Archeological mod will add a lot of digging sites to brush off. The building side here isn't something outlandish, but each and every structure here offers the chance to get special artifacts. With this mod, you could create unique statues, find hidden petroglyphs, and decorate your armors with beautiful new trims. This mod is decent for the RPG theme of playing, as it encourages exploration. Sure, it's a tie between Vanilla Plus and RPG, but I decided to include it to this mod pack instead. Speaking of exploration, here is yet another structures mod, Blades Temples. This mod will improve the vanilla desert and jungle temples, along with adding new ones in different biomes like plains and dark forest. There is nothing groundbreaking about this mod, but it feels classical and is indeed fun to play and discover. Realistic Campfires will add a step-by-step process to igniting campfires. First, you put the campfire itself. After that, you supply it with some wooden logs. Then, a flint and steel item is required to light up the whole thing. This mod will work best with projects that give the campfire a healing effect. This way, you will have to exert some extra effort to receive the benefits of the campfire. Arcane Armaments adds offhand weapons that offer 5 different abilities to unlock. You could launch flaming projectiles at mobs that will explode and ignite all surroundings. Poison the mobs and linger their damage, disappear like a fart in the air and flee the area quickly, along with abilities that will stun and crush your enemies. This mod is quite underrated, but as you have seen from this showcase, it is not due to lack of good content, so install it and maximize its potential, my friend. This mod will add a bunch of structures with tribalist creatures. Getting anywhere near the camp will get them to attack you. Large structures are also present here, and you don't need me to tell you how excruciatingly hard it would be to bypass the guards and get to the final room. As you approach the king's throne, 2 powerful knights will attack you. They are an elite type of warriors, so be careful. Finally, as you kill everyone here, including the king, you could sit on your throne and start your own civilization. The Traveler's Compass is a very useful tool to have as an adventurer or a bounty hunter. If you have a mod that rewards you for hunting certain mobs or collecting various artifacts, this mod will prove handy. And what I love about it is that it can only track the mobs or items if they are relatively nearby, which means you would still have to do some scavenging to fulfill your objective. This mod is said to be compatible with most other mods, so I don't find a reason not to pick it up. The lands of Icaria is a Greek dimension, a place of floating islands and odd terrain features. Civilization here consists of Greek villages with glowing jellyfish creatures and Greek residents, those being strong spirits of dead warriors that will show you no mercy. The lands of Icaria, although not safe, is a place worth exploring. Though don't even think of traveling here if you don't have an elytra, or else your journey will be grinding. The Body Boosts mod will allocate a different skill system for each part of your body. For instance, the head can be improved through collecting experience points. Having improved it, you could get different perks such as increasing your attacking speed and the effectiveness of your trading speech. You could also level up your arms through killing mobs. This way, a knockback, reach, and damage are all can be enhanced. In RPG games, most prominently Fallout, your body parts can be damaged and even crippled, rendering you immobilized. This mod, however, adopts a similar yet different feature, which is instead improving your skills through training your body parts. HogCraft is yet another mod that takes direct inspiration from an immersive RPG game, that being Hogwarts Legacy. I have not played the game, but I did watch some of the Harry Potter movies, and this mod did a great job at creating many elements of the Harry Potter universe in Minecraft, like the outfits and the brooms. Furthermore, the animation of the birds in hand is downright wonderful. The only thing I would recommend for the author is to try and give the troll a better animation. Currently the idle animations are fine, however the movement and the swinging of the bat are rigid and could definitely be better. This mod will add a dynamic crosshair to your game, including few features like the bow's crosshair tightening as the string of the bow tightens, the shovel's crosshair turning into a rotated square as you point toward the dirt block, and possibly even more. Scorched guns adds a mixture of steampunk and modern types of firearms to Minecraft. Things like flamethrowers to erase hordes of mobs, strong rifles to one-shot enemies, skulk type of firearms, and more. We are once again using Fallout as a main point of reference here, since that game is renowned for its odd collection of guns. Some are highly advanced, others are manually put together, and few are chaotic and destructive. Much like the Waystones mod, Bonfires will allow you to travel from one location to another. The thing that made me include this mod in particular instead of the popular Waystones mod is how the traveling stations are in the form of a sword stabbing in a piece of stone. You could even pull out the sword and fight with it. It will set the mobs on fire upon damage. This mod has recently been developed and published, offering amazing new structures scattered across biomes and dimensions too. Those structures naturally contain enemies with varying strengths, good models, and not good animations, I have to admit. Similar to a number of mods in this list, Dungeons and Combat has still not developed unique and good animations for the mobs and bosses here. I don't know if there are any plans for it as of now, but the author has made it clear that the project is not completed yet, so let's give it time to grow. Iter RPG is somewhat of a random content mod. It follows no specific category or fantasy. It simply splashes the game with random RPG mobs, structures, and items. Though there is no specific objective behind the mod, the implementation was marvelous, part of what made this project a mod with 3 million downloads. The mob fights here are also very unique and fluid. No stalled animations or repetitive lazy attacks. Most of the mob fights feel very engaging and good to watch. This is one of the mods that you just place on your mod pack without thinking, provided of course you want an RPG experience. Legendary Survival Overhaul was made by the same team that developed the Legendary Creatures mod, which explains the name. This mod adds a brutal survival system into the game, introducing obsessive circumstances like cold and hot temperature, along with a body parts health system, this time more accurate to Fallout's, as you can get various effects from breaking your limbs or shaking your skull. The mod also offers some well-designed survival blocks, some that will cool you during the summer and others that will heat you up during the winter. Just make sure to use them wisely. The Outer End isn't particularly a new mod. It was released 4 years ago, but just look at those visuals. You couldn't even see those in your dreams. Apart from the marvelous terrain features, the mod goes on to add new structures. Those look like alien space stations, packing new species of monsters within them. This mod is one of the better options for improving the end dimension in Minecraft. It does not suffocate this place with features, however it does make it feel very different and novel. This mod adds a giant, ever-expanding skill tree to Minecraft. What is an RPG mod pack without a progression system? This mod is very good as it does improve your skills and abilities through your XP points. This way it is much easier to follow through. The mod also displays how many points are needed to level up, in addition to your stats and how far you've come. This mod is very essential as it gives you a roadmap to pursue. DarkStarter mod will make you spawn with a bundle full of starter tools and items, giving you a good kickstart. Entering a world full of RPG mods can be intimidating, as you don't know when and where you'll be attacked, so having armors to shield you, weapons to defend yourself, and food to recover can be a relief. Quickshot is a very underrated mod. It adds a variety of new projectiles to the game. For the sake of simplicity, I'll only showcase 3. First one, we have the Tactical Crossbow, a weapon that will load up to 3 arrows and shoot them in rapid succession, killing off mobs much quicker. Barrel Blast is self-explanatory, releasing strong explosions that will damage mobs, but more importantly, back them away, giving you enough time to recover or retreat. Finally, there is the Ender Kunai, my favorite one for some reason. These kunais are special. Each time they hit a surface, they will bounce off to another. until the 3rd or 4th bounce, upon which they will teleport the player. There are a lot more projectiles to try here, and this mod is only a month old, so maybe more variations will be released as time goes on. In RPG games, the element of horror is usually dominant in certain situations. That's why horror elements may be a good mod to perpetuate that theme in your mod pack. The mod adds a bunch of abandoned structures along with graveyards, all of which will have dead bodies, usually of people who were killed in horrifying manners. This mod is terrific, but I wonder if the mod would add something like crazy psychopaths or murderers who attack you from behind as you explore these structures. It would definitely increase the element of horror in this mod. Your items are safe is a mod that will spawn a chest beneath an armor stand, preserving your items and giving them an easier reach at the same time. Keep in mind that for this memorial to be spawned upon your death, you will need to have at least 11 planks of any wood in your inventory. This way the Grim Reaper gets enough material to build it. This is a fun and unique mod on the list. I love corpse mods, but this is a fresh concept and one worth trying. You have found me. Only too late. Marvel's Arsenal is a mod adding new types of armor sets and melee weapons. I found this mod to be a perfect fit for our previously mentioned Scorched guns too, giving you some unique firearms in combination with an arsenal of war equipment. The armors here are durable and strong. In addition, they can vary in properties, though all properties will be of vanilla, like toughness, knockback resistance, and so on. This is a terrific mod for simulation a post-apocalyptic mod pack, so if you are more into the medieval style of playing, this won't be your best pick. Otherwise, it is one of the best. Thanks for watching. Hope you stick out until the grand finale on early 2025, and just in case, try subscribing and hitting the bell. This way you get notified immediately about the event. Now I'll see ya in the next one, my friend.